Hello, welcome back to Fake It to Make It or Hi if you're new. So today is a little bit different kind of a video, but one some people asked about. I had mentioned doing it in another video and I got several messages saying, yes, we want to see it. So it is comparing the Clever Fox Budget Planner, the Happy Planner Budget Planner, and the Erin Condren Budget Planner. All three of these were sent to me by their respective brands, just an FYI, to be fully transparent. I have used for the last couple of years a Happy Planner Budget Planner. I did start using the Clever Fox this year, hence the broken pen on here. And the Erin Condren just got sent to me, geez, like a month ago maybe. So let's get into it. So this is just going to kind of a deep dive into all three of these planners, some similarities, differences, and that way you can kind of decide what is best for you. So first of all, let me mention just a couple little things. Clever Fox is a book-bound planner. It does have a strap. You have some little ribbon bookmarks to kind of keep your page. This is undated. I don't know if they have a dated one, but they had sent me an undated. Okay, so if you don't mind a book bound, there's this. It is in comparison with a Happy Planner, a little bit taller, a little more narrow though. Okay, so that's it. Happy Planner, disc bound, obviously. The benefit personally, I think, to a disc bound is you can put note paper in. You can kind of add things, take it, move it around. Okay, there's that. This is the Erin Condren. You don't have to get it this way. Erin Condren has two different budget planners. They have a coil bound. So if you're a coil bound lover, you can get this coil bound. Excuse me. Or they have it in a ring. They're the same thing. This is an A5 size. So if you like rings better, or if you're somebody who likes to add things, it's easier, I feel like, probably to do with a ring bound than a coiled. So there's also this, and this is also undated. And then I just have it in this cute folio that they came out with to kind of keep it all nice and together. So we have these three. So we'll start with the Clever Fox. And let me see, I'm going to peek at the Erin Condren. Maybe at the same time, because there's a couple things. Okay, so with the Clever Fox, you get kind of this guide of how to use their planner. It gives you examples, which I kind of love, right? So when you open theirs up, you have these, and I think I shared these before, maybe in Reels, on TikTok somewhere. You get these financial goals, this mind map. Happy Planner does not have something like this at the beginning of your planner. And I'm just looking at the Erin Condren one. The Erin Condren does have, let me kind of show you. So I'm going to be kind of popping them in and out. It does have like some checking in features, but we'll go over that separately. The Happy Planner doesn't have something like this. I really like that you can start with your financial goals and do kind of a mind map. I did like that about this Clever Fox. Strategy, tactics, and then this was a monthly page. I do really like the monthly page in the Clever Fox because I don't need a huge monthly calendar. I just need enough room to write my bills down. I did happen to use some Happy Planner stickers. I love the monthly goals, the to-do list, upcoming bills and expenses. I like that that's all on this one page. And I believe in, well, I know in the Happy Planner, it is not that way. It's not together. And then the Erin Condren is a little bit different, and we'll kind of go over that. But I do, in my opinion, this is one of my favorite setups. Okay, let me skip ahead here a little bit. Okay, to one that I haven't used. Okay, so there's the monthly page. Undated again. Then you have your monthly budget on the next page where you can do your home, food, healthcare, credits, loans, personal, entertainment, transport, and other. and expenses budgeted actual. So you can like really get into it. And then it has a spending analysis. So this is kind of nice. Like you can color this in. I feel like I see this a lot on like digital planners, budgeting systems. So monthly budget review, opening balance, income difference. You can do all this. And then this is like kind of the part that also is interesting. It's like you're evaluating your month financially and really looking at like, okay, like how did your budget work for you? Did you meet your budget? Did you not? Like what can you do different next month? So I really think if you are getting new into budgeting and you really like to like have goals, and it helps when you analyze those goals and to like really dig into the why, like this planner is a great planner for that. I think the paper quality is really nice too. Again, for me, like it's usually highlighters and pens, and I think back here we saw this. The only one that was this deep fuchsia went through, and I was like coloring pretty hard. The rest of the colors didn't. So I feel like this paper, you would be really good. And like this, you can't see through. Like I use these highlighters. You can use pen and highlighters in this, and you're going to be good. It's like a nice thick quality paper. You have expense tracker, and then a note and ideas. So this, you could white this out if you felt like you needed something different. If you wanted to do a savings tracker here or some other kind of tracker, you could put it here. You could glue it down. I think Plan with Elise had mentioned something, you could like print something on sticker paper and stick it down. That was one of her tips. So you could do that in here and add it. So I think that's something to just note. So we'll give her credit for that wonderful idea. Yeah, so you have all that, and then you get to the back, and you have savings. Sorry, I was trying to mark this stuff for you guys. You have different savings trackers, which is nice, stuff that you're saving for. You have some debt trackers. Sorry, a couple of those. Holiday budget, holiday gifts, and holiday spending, which I think is nice to set up a budget. It kind of has you thinking about that. Regular bill tracker. So these are things you know every single month you're going to have to pay. Kind of keep track of that. And then summary of the year. I like this. Again, like it has you looking back so you can better plan for the next year. And then you get a ton of note paper. Again, you could create your savings trackers. If there's something additional you want, you have several sheets of paper. Excuse me. Let me just have a sip of my tea, you guys. Sorry, I'm like getting over a little something, or coming down with a little something. I don't know. So that is the Clever Fox. Again, I really like this planner. I think it's very well laid out. I really like this. For me, I think personally, the downfall of this is that it's book bound, and it's not as easy for me to add things to, but that's just my personal preference. Okay, next let's get into the Erin Condren. So I added this. This is just a wet erase monthly bills, savings and debt tracker that they sent me, so I threw that in there. Okay, so then we have their budget. So the nice thing about this too is you're checking in. How do you feel about your finances? It really gets you in that mindset. Like what's working, what's not working, what are some of your goals? Because I think whenever you're budgeting, you need a why to keep you motivated, right? So I think that's great that it has that in the beginning. It doesn't really, like you don't break your goals down there, but you then come into this, it has bills, dates, and deadlines, restock, larger purchases, this month's financial goals. I do think that this is nice. So maybe it gets you thinking like ahead of the month, okay, like what do I have coming up? Because sometimes it's easy to forget, like, oh yeah, I have so-and-so's 50th birthday, or, you know what I mean? Like there's something coming up that maybe you might overlook. So it kind of gets you thinking of that ahead of time. I like that you can put your financial goals here. You can do a mind map here, whatever you want, and then list your goals out. And then overview for, and then you can put the month. your income, housing, transportation, utilities, food. And I like that they leave some blanks so you can fill them in here too. Savings, health, entertainment, debt payment plans, total income, expenses, difference, and savings. And then weekly spending. So you can add all your expenses in. Okay, you get several of those sheets. And then we are on to the next month. Okay. Let me find, let's get to the back because I thought that I couldn't remember. Yes, there's some extra. Okay, so you have some savings trackers, so what you're saving for. So these are almost like sinking funds. So maybe you're saving for a vacation or a new car or a medical procedure. So you can kind of fill that in. And then I do like these, that they have these separate savings trackers. I find, because I do sinking funds, so for me personally, I really think this is a highlight of this planner. Debt or payment plan tracker. I like that, you know, say you have Capital One, right? And then you can kind of keep track of the debt that you're paying off. So I like that. And again, if you choose the ring, they do have this in a coil bound. If you choose the ring, it would be easy to like make a copy, put a sheet of paper in here, whatever, and continue if you need more of these than what they give you. And then special occasion budget tracker. I do like these because, like, for me, Christmas, I celebrate Christmas. It's a big expense every year. So I do like having that. Or like this year, my daughter's graduating high school. That is a big special occasion that's going to be expensive. We're going to throw her a graduation party. So something I'm saving for. So I do really like these extra sheets. For me, these are a highlight. Again, the trackers in this planner. Oh, I skipped this. Okay. I knew there was something else. The 12-month check-in. So I like that at the end of the year, there's a check-in. I do think like maybe like it would be nice if there was like a quarterly check-in, which I guess you could kind of do when you're doing your goals. Oh, there is. I forgot. Yes. Okay, perfect. Quarterly check-in. So I couldn't remember, so I'm sorry. I like that they do this quarterly, so you are checking in like, okay, maybe the last few months weren't what I wanted them to be. What can I do to change that moving forward? And maybe your goals have changed. So I like that. And then you do that at the end of the year for the next year. So I do like that. So highlights of this planner for me are the trackers, the check-ins. The downfall of this planner, in my opinion, is that there isn't a monthly layout. I like a monthly layout personally because I like to put my bills. I like to put the days that I'm getting paid. Now, that's not to say you can't do that here. You can, you can write this on here and, your income goes here. You write your bills and the date down. Just for me, I'm a very visual person. I like looking at the month of January and knowing on the 15th, I have this and this due. So that's really just... That's just a personal opinion, though. That's just for me. That may not matter for you. You can still do the same thing here, right? Utilities. You can still put that your phone bill's due on 1/15 and it's $150, let's say. So it's still all here. It's just a different view. So it's kind of... It's a personal decision. It's not right or wrong. It's just very personal. So that is how I feel about the Erin Condren. So, I mean, they each have some nice highlights. And this one too, I think is kind of, if you get the ring bound, which is why I like this folio with this, you can put like, say you have credit cards that maybe you just keep for emergency, but you don't want to carry, or stickers in here. You could keep, your pen, you could tuck like a checkbook back here or something and kind of keep everything together, which I think is kind of the nice bonus of a folio. And then it just looks nice too, right? It just is nice and pretty on your shelf or if you take it somewhere. Okay, that is the Erin Condren. And then this is the newest budget. So there's nothing written in here. I did use or have been using the old Happy Planner budget planner. So let's look at this one. So disc bound. I do like that this has a perpetual calendar. This is not something I don't think either of the others had. I feel like this is nice for reoccurring subscriptions, I have some things that are annual. So for example, I'm a nurse practitioner. I have like to pay for my DEA. I have to pay for my nursing license. I have subscriptions for that, like for Hippocrates. It's an app I use on my phone. There's different things that I pay for on an annual basis, and sometimes every other year. But I like that I can write all of that down here, not to mention like my bills, maybe my Netflix when that comes out. I think this is great to have to write down the bills that you know when they're coming out, right? Maybe those automatic payments. If you have like a car payment that comes out automatically, you can put all that on here and keep track of it. Or even if you wanted to also throw in like birthdays or things you know you need to save for, right? Like I know my daughter is graduating this year. Like I can put that here and it's here. I can see it. It's a reminder. So there's that. Before the month, you have unexpected spends. Keep track of unexpected expenses that pop up during the month. So I like that that's here. You have a little room, important dates, financial goals, and then some space. So you could do a little mind map here. The goals for the month. You can write them down, but it's not as thorough as the other two planners. So again, if you just are kind of wanting to track your expenses, set a budget, I think this is fine. If you want more financial goals and direction and like really kind of thinking about it, this isn't as intense, I think, as the other two planners. And then important dates. All right. And then you get into it. I do like that you have a nice monthly view so you can write down, like I like to write all my bills and my paydays down. That's just my personal opinion. And then you have the income that you get. And then you can write down, how much you plan on spending. This can be your budget. So for housing, how much, utilities, what bills you've paid. So you can kind of also track it here if you want. Savings tracker. I do wish this was bigger. I'm not going to lie. I wish there was more room for savings. And then accounts and debts. And then it has like a no spend. So it gives you like little challenges, which is nice. And then weekly expenses. And here is, I guess, where there's a little bit of that kind of like goal setting or like reflection built in. Where do I deserve a gold star? Is there anything I can do better next week? So there is a little bit of reflection in this. Not as much probably as in the Clever Fox. I think the Clever Fox has the most, and then maybe the Erin Condren, and then this. Or this and Erin Condren may be kind of... Erin Condren may have a little bit more. Okay, so you get all these weekly expenses. This planner is dated. Then you have a note page, which is nice. So you can do a savings tracker, create what you want. You have a list, check it off, important, another note page, and then you get into the next month. So you could, if you had like bigger financial goals, you could really kind of do this here. If there's certain things you want to make sure you're paying, you could put that here. A lot of options. The fact that it's disc bound, you can also add in note paper, which is usually what I do to break my budget down. For me, let's go to the back because this is pretty much, just a 12-month planner. It repeats. So the things I like about this, I like the perpetual calendar. I personally really like a monthly view. That's just, again, for me. The thing that for me is kind of missing, I wish there was more, and what I tend to add to this planner is savings. I do sinking funds, which are basically like saving for small little things, right? Like I'm saving currently for a graduation party, for putting money towards medical expenses, for car maintenance. I have all these little cash envelopes that I put money into. And so I like to be able to track that. And so I've made a tracker and I tuck it in. So it would be nice if they had a bigger savings tracker, or how like the Erin Condren had the trackers at the back. I would love to see something like that in here, but I can make that. I can make it on Happy Planner note paper and punch it and put it in, which is what I've done. So it's not, it doesn't kill this planner for me, but that's just my opinion. So, so let me know if you are going to budget plan this year. are you going to use a budget planner? What do you think works best for you? Again, I feel like if you really want to if you're wanting to get into like the nitty gritty of budget planning and the whys, and like this one has a little bit more of that. I think all three have something to offer. It's just kind of personal preference and the way that you budget and view money and what you need from your planner. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I do have affiliate links for all three of these brands. I will leave them down below. And if you choose to shop, I would, of course, love it if you use my link at no cost to you. It does give me a little compensation, which I always appreciate, of course. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. Let me know what you plan on doing this year for your budget. Are you guys using a budget planner, a notebook, online, digital? There's no right or wrong. I'm just curious, and I always like to hear what everyone else is doing. So thank you so much. Let me know what you thought about this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you guys are having a great week planning your best life and your best budget. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.